Have you ever observed someone your own age ascend stairs effortlessly or rise from the floor without hesitation and wondered, how are they still doing that at 70 and beyond? The reality is that most individuals in their 70s cannot. However, if you are still able, you are not merely remaining active. You are, in effect, reversing this aging process. In this presentation, you will learn 6 compelling physical and mental indicators that demonstrate you are outpacing the aging clock, as well as strategies to preserve these exceptional abilities before they diminish. Remain with me until the conclusion, as the final point is a rarely acknowledged aspect that perhaps offers the most profound insight into healthy aging. You are able to rise from a chair without using your hands. Most people do not initially notice the gradual change. It may begin as a minor push off the armrest or a subtle press on the table as a small, almost subconscious effort to stand. This adjustment can serve as an early and quiet warning that strength is waning, often mistaken for mere stiffness. The remarkable part is this: if you can still stand from a chair unaided, smoothly, confidently engaging your legs, you possess a level of physical robustness that is now uncommon. This single movement utilizes various elements: your leg muscles, glutes, core, posture, and balance. It is a holistic check of your body's systems rather than a simple display of strength. Studies published in the Journal of Geriatric Physical Therapy have indicated that the capacity to execute a sit-to-stand movement unaided is one of the strongest predictors of enduring mobility, independence, and even life expectancy amongst older adults. Consider the example of John, aged 74. She noticed that she increasingly relied on her coffee table for assistance when standing. Initially mistaking it for normal stiffness, she realized it signified diminished strength. A near fall prompted her to take action. She dedicated 10 minutes daily to gentle leg lifts, seated squats, and core exercises. Initially requiring support, she soon managed to stand unaided once more, an achievement that brought her to tears, not from pain, but from a sense of regained strength. Try this simple assessment. Sit in a standard chair, cross your arms over your chest, and attempt to stand without using your hands. If you do so with ease, you are displaying a rare and admirable preservation of functional strength, confidence, and independence. Should you find it challenging, take heart. Strength can be rebuilt, often more rapidly than expected. Now let us turn to the next indication, which is less about raw power and more about pace. You can walk briskly without losing breath. The speed at which you walk is far more than a mere habit. It provides a clear window into the state of your bodily systems, particularly your heart and cardiovascular health. Medical professionals sometimes refer to walking pace as the 6th vital sign. Research published in JAMA has directly linked walking speed with longevity. Moving at a brisk pace, especially past the age of 70, generally correlates with stronger, more resilient bodily systems. Ask yourself, can you walk approximately 20 feet swiftly, as if you are late, without needing to rest or steady yourself? Now, if you can, you are demonstrating remarkable harmony between your heart, lungs, muscles, and nervous system. A decrease in any of these components is immediately evident through diminished pace or stamina. Let us reflect on Harold, aged 78. Once moderately active, he found himself becoming increasingly fatigued during routine walks. Recognizing the change, he adopted a gradual approach. First walking briskly to his mailbox, then around his home, and finally to the local park. Within a month, his confidence and pace returned, leaving him feeling significantly revitalized. Walking is not merely functional. It affirms your body's ongoing capacity for endurance and vitality. Loss of pace, when not by choice but by necessity, is often an early warning of internal decline. Maintaining a purposeful stride past 70 is truly exceptional. Now let us turn to a simpler yet equally telling measure: balance. Can you stand on one leg for 10 seconds? This challenge may seem trivial or even childish, but it is, in fact, one of the strongest indicators of future health and independence. And balance reflects a sophisticated interplay among your muscles, joints, inner ear, vision, and most crucially, your brain and nervous system. A deficiency in any area is first manifested as impaired balance. A recent study published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine found that adults unable to balance on one leg for 10 seconds faced twice the risk of significant health difficulties, including increased mortality, over the subsequent decade. Try this. While standing next to a counter for support if necessary, lift one foot a few inches and attempt to hold the position for 10 seconds. Success indicates advanced neuromuscular coordination, something most people quietly lose by their late 60s. Consider Judith, aged 76. She found herself gripping the sink while brushing her teeth and later tested her balance by lifting one leg, only to discover she struggled. By practicing daily, first using the wall for support and then moving to independent balance, she not only improved her stability but also her overall confidence, ultimately reclaiming her sense of security in daily activities. It is important to recognize that falls are the primary cause of fatal injuries among older adults. Solid balance not only helps avoid such falls, but also assists in recovery when they occur. If you can balance calmly and steadily, your reflexes, posture, core strength are functioning well in concert. An uncommon feat indeed. Let us now consider an even more demanding challenge. Can you lower yourself to the floor and stand up again, unaided? For many, the floor becomes a space to avoid, not for lack of desire, but for fear of being unable to return to standing. The ability to do so without assistance is a clear sign of robust coordination among your muscles, joints, and unbalanced systems. Clinicians worldwide respect the floor rise test as an encompassing indicator of total body function. The loss of this ability is a strong predictor for future mobility limitations, hospitalizations, and fall risks. Take the case of Frank, 79, who hesitated when invited to play on the floor with his great-granddaughter for fear he could not get up again. Choosing to address the issue, Frank practiced daily kneeling, rising, seated squats, and light resistance exercises. After several weeks, he was able to rise from the floor unaided, reclaiming not just movement, but independence. Next, let us address a practical and revealing real-world test. Carrying a full grocery bag without difficulty. This mundane task is in truth a robust indicator of strength, coordination, and endurance. Carrying such a load without fatigue or imbalance is rare after 70 and points to well-maintained grip strength, upper body power, and core stability. Grip strength, in particular, is a recognized predictor of longevity, even surpassing blood pressure and body weight, according to findings published in The Lancet. The act of carrying groceries comfortably involves not only the hands, but also arm, shoulder, core, and leg strength. Walter, 81, found himself struggling with what once was a simple task, carrying multiple grocery bags. Motivated, he began daily grip and resistance exercises, soon returning to his former ability and, more importantly, regaining his sense of independence and self-worth. And carrying a grocery bag is a subtle signal of continued functionality and independence. If you can still do so with confidence, you are sustaining a high standard of personal autonomy. Now consider a particularly unforgiving challenge: climbing a full flight of stairs without a pause. Stairs are honest. Each step tests the combined strength of your leg muscles, the stability provided by your core, the efficiency of your heart and lungs, and your overall balance. If you can reach the top of a flight unaided and steady, you are operating at a level above most of your peers. Stair climbing is categorized as a compound functional movement. Medical research, including a study in circulation heart failure, has shown that adults capable of climbing multiple flights of stairs unaided experience significantly reduced risks of heart disease and premature death. Irene, 77, had avoided stairs following a minor accident, but by gradually reintroducing herself to stair climbing and incorporating supportive exercises, she regained her ability and confidence, which her physician equated to passing an internal systems test. If you are able to climb 10 to 12 stairs unaided, without excessive fatigue or reliance on the handrail, it is a powerful testament to your cardiovascular and muscular health. If this remains difficult, incremental progress is both achievable and beneficial. Let us now focus on an entirely different domain: cognitive sharpness. Do you remember recent conversations, appointments, and events with clarity? While occasional forgetfulness is not unusual, consistent recall of everyday details signals remarkable ongoing brain health. Research from Harvard Medical School associates preserved short-term memory in the elderly with greater brain volume, improved blood flow, and reduced inflammation. The ability to recall recent exchanges and information is a robust defense against cognitive decline and is suggestive of actively maintained neural networks. Howard, aged 83, is an example of this phenomenon. He enjoys an enviable memory, attributing his sharpness to a habit of curiosity, regular reading, conversation, and ongoing learning. Mental agility is not simply retained with age. It is exercised and thus strengthened. Mental stimulation, whether through reading, learning new skills, writing, or maintaining social connections, promotes neuroplasticity and overall brain health. Consider testing yourself. Recall what you had for your last dinner or the last conversation you shared with a friend. Easy recall reflects preserved cognitive function, while difficulty signals an area for improvement, one that remains accessible regardless of age. Finally, let us consider a sign that often goes unremarked, yet is fundamental. Do you awaken feeling refreshed and ready to embrace the day? Good sleep in later life is sometimes dismissed as unattainable, yet it is a profound indicator of total body health. High-quality sleep is the period in which the brain performs essential maintenance, the body repairs tissue, and vital systems reset, promoting healing at a cellular level. Ruth, 86, once routinely woke feeling exhausted. By making small but deliberate lifestyle adjustments, limiting caffeine, regulating light exposure, and establishing calming nighttime routines. She restored her sleep quality and consequently her overall well-being. Research by the National Institute on Aging substantiates the link between restorative sleep and longer, healthier life, improved memory, reduced inflammation, and lower risk of depression in older adults. Ask yourself, do you fall asleep within 30 to 40 minutes, sleep through the night, and wake up restored? If so, your body is demonstrating enviable resilience and regenerative capacity. As we conclude, reflect on the truth of aging in reverse. This is not a simple checklist, but a reflection of a resilient, purposeful life, one shaped by habits, beliefs, and a commitment to possibility. Aging is too often cast as a tale of loss, of movement, memory, and joy. Yet for many the truth is quite the contrary. Individuals in their 70s and 80s are not merely surviving but flourishing, climbing stairs, carrying groceries, recalling precious memories, and waking each day prepared for life's opportunities. Perhaps the foundation of this process is not a gym membership nor a radical new diet, but a single question. What one action might I take today to keep moving forward? By asking and acting upon this every day, you ignite a spark. Enough sparks kindle a fire of strength, clarity, hope, and confidence. Wherever you are now, whether you passed every marker or just one, understand this. It is not too late. Your body recalls movement, your mind remembers clarity, your spirit knows how to rise. If you recognize it even a moment in these descriptions, a movement preserved, a memory intact, a strength once thought lost, you are aging in reverse, and your journey is only just beginning.